details, Hugh Jackman, Project Runway fashionista Tim Gunn, and comedian Paul F. Tompkins. From Hollywood, here's Rove McManus.
Thank you very much. Welcome to the show, everyone. There is a man in the house with the best porno mustache I have ever seen. I don't know what you said, but it just looked creepy from where you were. Have you come to clean the pool? Seriously, it's really dirty. It needs a clean. I am very glad you are here. Very glad you're here. Very glad you're all here. In fact, I'm very glad we are here because yesterday, true story, a group of us, we were just driving along when all of a sudden we were run off the road by a lady who was on her phone with the dog in her lap. Did we get an apology? No. What she did was she just did the wave thing, like, oh, my bad. She may well have just said, oh, welcome to LA. And this actually happened. I would not lie in front of you, gentlemen. This actually happened, and I kind of find, I don't know how it is for you guys when you're here, but people are like that here. They drive like that. It's crazy, right? For starters, no one uses their blinkers. No one indicates. Well, they do in a way. Like, if they're veering across 3 lanes of traffic with a dog on their lap while they're on the phone, it's an indication that they're from LA. And what was the story with the dog? Like, there's no reason for a dog to be on your lap while you're driving. Unless you're blind and it's a seeing eye dog, in which case, of course. And who's she on the phone to, you know? Hello, 911, I think I'm about to have an accident. Thankfully, an accident was averted by the driver in our car who yelled, no! That's right.
That'll do it.
No. You're right, Hugh, you were right. That's it. That's all it took.
That's all you need.
It was just that easy.
Yeah.
Which made me think maybe the dog was driving. No, stay. Check your mirrors, check them. But to think that this woman is driving around, yet when I got my license here, or I had to go get my license when I arrived in LA, I failed. Now, granted, I did run a stop sign and I nearly had an accident with a semi-trailer. But other than that, it was flawless. And naturally, the instructor was not very pleased, right, when we got back. And he was very upset, not only because I nearly killed him, but it was so scary, his dog shat all over his lap. Went back the next week, it was all fine. These guys look famous, let's chat to them. His new movie is called Real Steel, Hugh Jackman. From Project Runway, style guru Tim Gunn. And comedian Paul F. Tompkins. Now, you only recently got your driver's license.
That is true. I did not have the excuse of being from the other side of the world. I was just afraid.
Do you drive around New York, Hugh?
I do drive around New York.
You
yeah.
do?
Is it
now,
easy?
that is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's kind
Drive
of...
yourself?
Yeah, I do. Well, not myself, so I got to drive.
Oh, that's what I mean, though. You're not behind the wheel.
No, I'm kidding. Yes, I drive
Really?
behind the wheel,
Oh,
yeah.
all right.
You would be a great GPS voice, though.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would
No,
be.
I would be belligerent. In New York, you've got to be belligerent. Actually, my wife, my son, Oscar, when he was 3, was saying the word asshole because Deb... Just like, you know, is quite a, you know, Deb, quite a pleasant person. Asshole, get out of the way! It's sorry about driving New York unless you swear.
There's a lot of assholes out there.
And there are a lot of assholes.
There are.
It's one of the two phrases I've learned since moving to America is asshole and have a nice day. So often I'm just walking around going, have a nice day, asshole.
Exactly. They're to be used together.
Yeah. Now, Tim, you don't drive at all,
Oh,
do you?
no. I mean, I know how to drive, but I'm smart enough to not get behind the wheel of a car, and I've lived in New York for 28 years. I plan to live there forever, and I do not own a car.
But it's okay in New York because you can walk around. But
yeah,
you
use the
shot a
subway.
series of Project Runway in LA.
We did.
So what did you do then? You cannot. It is illegal to walk in this city.
Well, I found that out. I found that out. I insisted that I have a place within walking distance of the set where we were taping and of walking distance of amenities. Grocery store, liquor store, dry cleaner.
That's it. That's all you need.
And I lived downtown and was successful in that, but I was the only person on the street walking. And
Hang on, whoa. You're walking downtown? Now, isn't downtown, like, very dangerous?
Well, compared to New York, I don't know.
It's fine.
Looks like a picnic.
a well-dressed man, you could get yourself in trouble.
It's because there's nobody else down there.
Right.
Where you could not be safer.
It's like
than
Will
downtown
Smith in
LA.
that movie where he was just the only man left on Earth with
right,
the dog.
Omega Man, yeah.
That's exactly it.
Except incredibly well dressed.
Well, thank you.
All right, well, there's now time for a part of the show we call Getting to Know You.
Rove actually does this at his house. With the music.
I rock a Casio like it's no one's business. Getting a little funky this week, Getting to Know You. This is the part of the show where we learn something exciting and new about each of our guests in the hope that it may lead to a scintillating televisual discourse. Hugh, of course, we know as the star of X-Men and your new film Real Steel, but what people don't know is that you used to be a clown at kids' parties.
Yes. Not a lot of people know about it because I choose not to talk about it. Pretty cheap, $50 an hour is all I charged, and I was Coco, I believe. I rented a clown outfit, which I never gave back. And I really had no magic tricks, so I confined myself to kids' parties around about the age of 4, where you just, hey, you know, you could juggle a little bit. And I remember once going to a party where there were 8-year-olds, and I walk in and I didn't realise it was 8-year-olds. And I was freaking out, and I was trying to entertain them, and I was not. And I remember to this day, this kid gets me and goes, "Mom, this clown is crap." And I don't know if it's the same here. In Australia, you hire a clown so you can go and drink for an hour with your friends. It's like, great, clown's here. You got him for an hour, right? So the parents are kind of like, what, Billy? And I'm like, hey, Billy. And so I pull out that I'd never used before, the dozen eggs, right? And I'm juggling the eggs, and they're like, yeah. And then I just smash on my head, and they went, yeah, cool. So I'm smashing 2 or 3. And then I said, hey, Billy, you want to throw an egg at me? He goes, yeah, this is awesome. We love this clown, Mum. And then I let him jump on me, and that was the last clowning gig I ever did. I mean,
It's hard to top. That's a tough act to follow.
Half the films I've done.
All right, well, Tim, you're best known for critiquing designs on Project Runway, of course, but what people wouldn't know about you is that your father was an FBI agent.
He was for 26
Where are the aliens? Where are they hiding them?
Actually, my father would never have told us, and they may have been in our basement, as far as I know. He was very close-lipped about it all.
Did he bring anything home? Like, was there interesting documents lying around the house?
He did. For those of you who remember the Kennedy era, he brought home the Warren Commission, which, before it was released, which described all of the background details of the Kennedy assassination. And my mother learned of this because she has big ears, and she took it into the bathroom, got into the bathtub with it, and my father said, you've got to come out of there. I mean, this is a top secret document. You can't have it. I could get fired knowing if people know that you have this. And I watched my father take down the door with an axe.
Well, your mother is in the...
What else? Did she light candles and stuff?
I don't know.
I've been waiting to read this Warren Commission.
It's not a Danielle Steele.
No, exactly. But she was riveted for only about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow, and chopped the door down.
And it was The Shining all of a sudden.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's hard to top. All right, Paul F. Tompkins, internationally renowned comedian, also has appeared in movies ranging from There Will Be Blood to Disney's Tangled.
That's true.
But
Same character in both.
plus
Unofficial sequel.
You were also once freaked out at a Doctor Who convention. What happened?
When I was a kid, I was a big Doctor Who fan, and I went to a convention because I thought, well, this will be fun, and I was wrong. It wasn't fun at all. everybody was, I learned very quickly, like, oh, I don't want to talk about this really intensely with strangers for hours and hours and hours. I kind of just want to watch the show and be done with it. And seeing the people walking around in the costumes and everything, it really traumatized me forever.
Have you ever been back since?
Never. And there's an event called Comic-Con in San Diego.
It's a very big deal. You would know all about that.
Yes. And it's just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger every year.
Quarter of a million people.
Phenomenon.
I have never felt more agoraphobic about a thing that I have never been to in my life. Just when people start talking about it, I start to sweat, break out in hives. Just the idea of it. Science fiction people, I think, should go back to hiding their light under a bushel. I think just be more ashamed of it.
Hide in your little time machine.
Yes,
it's
exactly.
best for everybody.
Yeah. Well, that's what online
is
for.
Obsessiveness.
That's true.
There really is.
Yeah.
All right, well, we've got to take a break. We'll be right back. You like that? You like that?
Got the catwalk down good.
Welcome back. We are with Hugh Jackman, Tim Gunn, and Paul F. Tompkins. Now, Paul, I know you were very nervous. I think we all were, but you in particular, about what to wear tonight, knowing Tim Gunn was on.
Oh.
Yes, I am a bit of a clothes horse, and I am used to being the nicest dressed person in the room. And then I knew coming here, seated next to Mr. Gunn, that I would look like a railroad hobo.
Oh, please.
So I did the best I could.
I've always been an admirer of your wardrobe. You have great suits. You're extremely sartorially correct. And
Yes.
I'm
not
a
sure-
fan.
I think-
Stand up for us, Paul. Stand
Oh,
look at
sure.
this side. Look at
Absolutely,
this.
sure.
Three-piece suit.
Can we see the style?
Look at this.
Oh, my microphone pack. I've been needing a special jacket made. And these
So
are
you
these
have
are socks
octopi
socks from my wife. Yes, that have.
They're great.
But yeah,
Never has a man with a cephalopod on his ankle had a crowd go, woo! Octopus, am I right?
that's right. Not since President Lincoln.
That's true.
That was just for us.
That was nice. I liked it. Now, Hugh, I'm afraid I just opened this can of worms.
Don't do it.
We
Don't
have
do it.
mentioned this before.
Don't.
You
We have
and
not
I.
in America.
No.
We have not mentioned
where
this
are we
before.
But
going?
Hugh and I got our first... oh, no, not your first break on television, but my first break on television
Yes.
was on a show called In Fashion,
Yes.
which you hosted.
Yes.
So, Tim, I hate to bring this up, but we had two men who knew nothing about fashion on a
Yeah.
fashion program.
To be fair, Tim, I was playing the role of the layman, of
Okay.
the average Joe, saying, "Whoa, Melissa, what is a hemline?" You know, and over to Melissa.
Those are
She's
good.
in the audience tonight.
Melissa Hoyer?
She's in the audience tonight.
You are kidding me. That's a
Melissa, what is a headline?
We're going to get Hello, darling.
Well, look.
So, welcome back to In Fashion. This is our live audience version of the show.
You know what? We have come a long way, haven't we?
Is it possible, outside of Halloween, to wear orange and black? We asked that.
Well, you know, I am from Australia.
We have talked about this on the show before, and the best part is we've never had any footage.
Oh,
But now, we're on the network that show was
that
on.
apparently burned it for me as a gift. But
So we have some footage here of you, Melissa, and dare I say it, me,
oh my God.
from like 1997.
Oh,
I know! I'm only joking, we don't really.
good.
No, we do. Here it is.
What are you doing there? Well, I have made a beautiful bouquet for my Valentine.
Oh, that's
Lovely.
lovely. But what happens on Valentine's Day if you actually don't have a date? Well, we send out our reporter Rove to get a few expert tips on how to find romance on the most romantic day of the year.
Valentine's Day. I'm single, all alone, and I've got nothing to do. I know! I'll have a twister party.
It is hilarious. By the way, I've never told you this. But it was actually that show that got me Wolverine. The producer saw it and went, that guy, he's
that guy's surrounded by giant flowers.
Why?
Yeah, but
so far away.
What was that?
Thank God.
Like we're spying on these people having this conversation.
That was in my contract, no close-ups. And I have to be behind many bushes.
Tim, as someone who works on a fashion program, what would be your review of our work? And remember, we are here in the room.
I would call
can use amateur hour
arresting.
Now,
I was transfixed.
Now, Tim, you are known for your fashion, but you too have badly dressed skeletons rattling around in your closet, correct?
Many.
May I show a photo of you from 1975?
I'm game.
Let's have a look at Tim when fresh. You look like you're.
Look at this.
Were you in Napoleon Dynamite?
I'm the original Napoleon Dynamite. I am.
So, where?
It's like you knew how you were going to react to that photo in the future. That was the expression on your face, like, I am going to regret seeing this.
It was from the 70s. It was a grim decade, I have to say, fashion-wise. It really was. It was challenging.
As we mentioned before, you were from a family with an axe-wielding FBI agent in the house. How was it for you to say, I want to be in fashion?
Fashion came after me, to be really honest. I mean, I was at Parsons, I was teaching, I was an administrator, and as an administrator, I was associate dean, and I would say about myself that I'm a Mr. Fix-It, otherwise known as a pooper scooper, and I would go into places within the college and university that needed fixing. And our fashion program was in a period of crisis, and it ended up becoming a 7.5-year gig for me. And it was my catalyst for having to learn about this industry and straighten myself out when it came to fashion. So it's all fairly new to me in the last 11 years of my life, really. So I had a transformation and a kind of epiphany.
Oh, right. Well, I guess, Hugh, you had a similar thing when you were growing up because you wanted to be a dancer. Like, you're from a sporting family but wanted to be a dancer.
Yeah.
And everybody said it was a sissy thing to do.
Oh, that old.
I went to see Billy Elliot and I was like, damn, I wish I'd been Billy Elliot, but I wasn't.
Yeah, right.
I had a teacher who said, oh, Hugh, I was probably 11. He said, you should do dancing lessons. They don't have dancing lessons at school, so go and do them. I was like, great, I love dancing. So I went home, told my dad. He was like, great. And my brother overheard and went, oh, dancing? What a sissy. And I went, what? I think he used the word poof, and I kind of didn't know what it was at the time. And I was like, but I could tell it was bad. So that was it. I just basically said, oh, don't worry, Dad. Don't worry, I'm fine. And then forgot about it. And when I was 18, my dad took my brother and I to see 42nd Street. And my brother came up to me at interval and he said, I'm really sorry. I said, for what? And he said, years ago I said, don't be, he said, you should be up there doing it. I was such an idiot and you were an idiot for listening to me. So you should go and do it. And so I started right there.
But you have to say, things must happen for a reason because look at you now. So,
yeah.
Things happen for a reason.
But
that's a lot of pressure
on
an 11-year-old.
Yeah, it wasn't such a big deal to me at the time, except I just thought, oh, this is bad. And then I forgot about it. I think that's the thing I'm most upset about. You get on, you forget. And then when I was 18, I was like, oh, yeah, dancing. I love dancing. So, anyway.
Has it ever been an issue for you? When you do The Boy from Oz and stuff like that, do you worry if people kind of would sit there thinking, oh, he's a woolly woofter. He's a bit gay, that Hugh Jackman.
No, I reckon...
He's too perfect. He's too perfect. He has to be.
You can't, You seriously can't be in Hollywood without rumour. In fact, if you've not got that rumour, you're not anywhere.
I've had it.
You're not doing anything.
I get it. I think it's fine.
Well, for you, it's different because
of the Twister party. Now, Tim, you describe yourself as being homo-romantic asexual.
Well,
what does that mean?
I'm a very romantic guy. I cry at love movies and get all caught up in romance and relationships. And I'm, how to phrase this? I haven't been with anyone for 30 years. And I'm very proud to say I'm a gay man. And I'm really not looking for anyone. And I'm very happy. I couldn't be happier. and people can live alone and have a very happy existence. And I have to say, I have a very full life. I mean, I interact with people every day and don't feel any sense of a void. But that's a very accurate phrase.
Oh, well, I got it from you.
But you date, you date, right?
No.
You don't date and never go on a date?
But
Or would someone ask you on a date?
I mean, to be quite honest, I don't have time.
Right.
I really don't. I mean, I have one evening off between now and November 1st. And I'm not complaining. It's a high-class problem. But I have a really busy, full life. And also, I'm the luckiest guy I know. I mean, when I think about this whole phenomenon that's happened to me, I had a wonderful career as an educator. And it was right after I turned 50, 6 months after I turned 50, that the Project Runway producers called me. And you know, at 50, you're beginning to think, gee, should I be investigating a little cabin in the woods? And instead, this entirely new threshold is presented to you, and you think, what a phenomenon. Phenomenon. I mean, it's just incredible.
Now, Paul, you did do musicals in high school, didn't you?
Yes, I did. We did, I played the role of Jigger in Carousel.
Okay.
You've done Carousel.
Carousel. That's right. Great part. Great.
South Pacific, and you know, we did all that. So we did an extremely illegal version of Mary Poppins. This was before there was no there was no stage version of Mary Poppins when we did this show. But somehow they gotten a hold of the screenplay and sort of constructed a stage version of it. And to make it more illegal, at one point to cover a costume change,
you're all naked.
A screen. That's right. Yeah, it sort of segued into hair. A screen comes down and we just showed a scene from the movie.
Oh, that's right.
Like, there's no way that was allowed.
I remember the audience going, it's a triumph.
Now it's getting good.
Well, speaking of getting good, coming up, Hugh Jackman breaks a man's jaw. You can't take a shot from behind me and then try to hide, cameraman. Oh, they might not know that someone got a shot from behind you. There he is. Yay! Off you go. You can go. It's all right.
From a competing show. Just stealing audience reactions for his own show.
Now, Hugh, of course, we should talk about Real Steel, your latest.
We should talk about the movie.
We got to do that.
Because, yeah.
Now, you properly looked like you had trained for this. Like you did boxing for this.
Well, I kind of did because Sugar Ray Leonard came on board as the advisor.
Wow.
And yeah.
Now, I should point out, this is, of course, it's a movie set in the future where real boxers have been replaced by robot boxers.
Exactly. It's the biggest sport in the world, robot boxing. Oh. And all the robots that you see fighting are done with, like, motion capture guys in the suits. And Sugar Ray choreographed every one of them. So he gave them all style. And then they said, well, listen, if you'd like, Sugar Ray could teach you how to box. I'm like, if I'd like? I mean, like, it's like the best personal trainer in the world, just the champ. So he trained me, and he was unbelievable. You know, you've got to remember he's champion of the world. So he was like, my name's on this. You're not going to make me look bad. And so he trained me pretty hard. And most of the time he's sweet. And every time he boxed, he could just know how to hit you but not hit you. And then one point, the behind-the-scenes camera came, you know, like, and just as soon as that red light came on, something tweaked, and he just started hitting me. And I'm like, God. I'm like, whoa, Ray. And I turned, I'm like, oh, yeah, camera, hey, Ray, like this. He just kept hitting me in the stomach, like, you know, it's just, he couldn't help it with the, you know, just the behind-the-scenes camera.
Just once, would you like to do a movie where you don't have to train, where you could just, this role requires you to eat donuts?
Yes. I have actually had 2 of those movies and both have been cancelled, but it was a lot of fun getting ready.
Well, your training really paid off because wrestling fans like myself saw you on Fox 8 a couple of nights ago.
Yep.
You punched a wrestler in the face.
Head.
This happened on Raw, WWE Raw. Hugh was a guest, and this is what went down.
Oh, look it. Now what?
Zack Ryder with our guest star here tonight.
Like you connected.
Was it real?
Yeah.
Now,
so look,
you know it's fake. Right? You're not meant to hit the people.
It is scripted entertainment.
Sorry, yes.
And I got to tell you, in the ring, well, you know this, they are going for it. And backstage, they G each other up, like, hit me. And, there was a possible scenario where I may have to retaliate. And he says, if this happens, you make sure you go for it. Don't you be like some sissy actor. You go for it, man. You go for it. And I'm like, all right. And then he said something about it. And if you don't and you miss, they're going to boo you. And I'm like, boo me? I'm hitting you. So I did. I smacked him pretty hard. And I got to tell you, he's tough.
Yeah, he did really
it was great because he could never hit me back.
I'm too expensive.
Prior to that, when's the last time you hit somebody? Like, hit another human being? Had it been a long time?
I actually stabbed someone in an X-Men movie. Yeah.
Just some grip guy who was just...
No, there was Mystique. The girl playing Mystique is sort of basically naked, but all blue, right? And there was a fight sequence where she's reaching for something I don't want her to get, so I go to stab her and she moves her arm away. She forgot to move her arm away, and the metal claw went right into her arm and came out. And you know it was deep because it took like 3 seconds for blood to come, and then... Blub, 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 blub. And I immediately went white and I started freaking out. I mean, it was the first time I'd stabbed someone.
And unintentionally.
Sort of unintentionally. And she just goes, Wolverine stabbed me! Yes! As the blood is like pouring out,
Well, we should have a look at a clip from Real Steel. Like we mentioned, like
Keep saying should.
Well, otherwise we'll get in terrible
trouble.
trouble.
Because I will punch you,
The man has knives. And yeah, it's motion capture kind of CGI stuff, and it looks phenomenal, especially up on the big screen. Have a look. This is Real Steel. Big Hollywood movie.
It's the special effects team from Avatar.
I'm being told that might have been the wrong clip. Let's have a look at proper Real Steel. Check this out.
Southpaw Pain Revolution! I got something for you. Don't you run from me! You can't run from me! Come on!
Shit goes down!
How big are they?
9 foot tall.
9 feet?
And for half the movie, we had real robots, actual 9-foot robots that, unless if they were walking or fighting, they're CGI, but otherwise they're real.
Now, Tim, people might be interested to know that you were quite a sporty person. Like, you were...
I thought you were going to say, you were also a robot.
Some people accuse me of being a robot or robotic.
You are a 9-foot-tall robot. But you were a champion swimmer at school.
I was a swimmer.
We're all so surprised.
Sorry.
No, I know, everyone is. But I had to participate in the sport, and I really hated team sports, and I was bad at them. I was always the last kid picked for everything. And with swimming, you get to do it alone. It's solo, unless you're part of a relay. And it's clean, and you don't sweat. So who could ask for anything more? I loved it.
Are you still sporty now? Like, you might be a good swimmer, but running's not particularly your forte, is it?
Walking is a challenge for me, Rove.
For someone who gets around on foot, we have a clip here from an outtake from Project Runway when you guys were running around a track and field track, and Heidi made you run.
Well, yes. German dominatrix that she is. She had a whip and chain, and she was going after me. Metaphorically only.
Let's have a look at Tim in action.
You should come running with me in the mornings.
Never.
Let me just see what it looks like.
It's pathetic.
How do you keep this skinny figure that you have?
I love it as a running star.
It's kind of great.
That should be an event. Like, why that isn't an event?
It's very leisurely.
The real sort of walking, Olympic walking
I was
style.
actually trying to run. I was trying to run.
Have you done
That's as good as it gets.
I used to compete as a walker.
We should have a race.
School, yeah. Because no one else did it. If you want to excel in a sport, pick walking. Who does it? But it was, my elder brother did it, my next brother did it, so I did it. And the really embarrassing thing was, I remember going to a disco and thinking walking would be a good style for dancing. Is there any music? Can we play some music? You got any music?
I'm sure we have.
Give me some music. I want to show you what walking looks like on the dance floor.
be able to do that.
You've got that. Can we have a race?
Uh-oh.
We'll have a break.
Seems more like an after the break kind of.
Yeah.
Or during the break.
Build a stadium. Okay, and I want 9-foot robots as well. Can we do that? All right, we'll see. Okay, we'll have a break, and then we will have a race.
Okay.
Just warming up for the... Look, you know, the word historical gets used quite a bit in this industry. But this is going to be just that, as we present to you the first ever inaugural Tim Gunn running race. So, gentlemen, we will head our way back into the studio in the style of Tim Gunn, or Hugh Jackman dancing. Right. Take your choice. Okay. Does someone want to say on your mask and set go?
On your marks.
Oh, thank you.
Get set. Go.
Couldn't do both.
You're on an invisible pony. That's what you're doing. You're making fun of your own wall. How does that work? For that, I'm not even... Hugh Jackman, ball left Tompkins coming around the outside. Here they come. Here they come. It's Nick and Mac. It's Tompkins. It's Tompkins. Gunn. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Gunn.
That was exhausting.
It was exhausting.
Is that so tiring?
That is tiring.
It was weirdly tiring.
It was.
Exactly.
It was.
I think we just invented a new exercise tape.
Yes.
I think Tim watched the Thunderbirds growing up.
I did.
You got it from?
Yeah. That's it. Rove, that's it.
That's beautiful.
And then when they sit, when they used to sit, it would get all tangled and they'd be like... and then
so
one hand would just stop.
They looked so depressed when they would sit down.
All right, while we catch our breath, let us play tonight's 3 leading questions.
Like we're going to...
Sounds
Boy,
like a quick typewriter.
This is a jam-packed show.
As always, do not worry. These do not get too personal. Tim, do you have a stiffy right now?
Almost seems personal. That almost seems personal.
It depends upon exactly what you're talking about, because part of me is always
He's a
stiff.
romantic.
But
We've already
part of me
discussed.
is always stiff. Hugh, have you ever killed a man? Paul, have you ever killed a man, then bought his wife a present?
I'm doing that tonight.
Well, the reason I asked tonight's 3 leading questions, aside from Tim's, which was just rude, I'm sorry, Tim, I don't know what I was thinking, but they lead us towards tonight's topic of the LA County Coroner's, wait for it, gift shop. That's right. Yes. Sharp intake of breath. The city morgue in Los Angeles has its own gift shop. And all I got was this lousy T-shirt that says, inappropriate. Have a look. I'm here in the LA County Coroner's gift shop with Craig R. Harvey. What does the R stand for? Rigor mortis?
No. Central Randall.
Are people seriously coming in and identifying Nan's body and then saying, oh, and I need to pick up some tea towels?
No, this serves a segment of the population that identifies with the history of the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office.
Have you ever seen people out and about with items from your store?
I see them all the time. I see the T-shirts, and when I go to the beach, I'm not surprised to see a beach towel here and there as well. When they first debuted, and to this day, continue to be one of the most popular items for sale in the store. Actually, nobody uses chalk outlines anymore. You don't want to contaminate the scene.
I've only just moved to Los Angeles. The one thing I was looking forward to was seeing some chalk outlines, and now you're telling me they don't exist anymore?
Well, there may be bodies to see, but probably no chalk outline.
Well, that's all right. As long as people are still getting killed. What DVD are you selling here? Is this
we actually had
footage of people
TV
mourning?
Series. We had a TV series, no.
So were you in this?
I'm in several episodes here talking about the work that the coroner does.
Okay, let's recreate something right now. Let's pretend like I'm the young maverick coroner who doesn't follow everyone else's coroner rules, and you're the uppity, starchy chief who just won't let me do what I want to do, man. Okay? Listen, Chief, I just want to take bodies and do what I want to do with them, and I'm sick of you and your red tape.
We're going to follow procedures and do it the way we trained you to do it.
And how long did you top off just to finish off the role? It's all part of Hollywood. And...
Do what now?
But has anyone ever been caught shoplifting from this store?
No, because as you can see around the corner, we have some very specific warnings for shoplifters. Next of kin will be notified.
I don't get it. Are you the heavy in the store, Edna? So if the shit goes down, you're the woman in charge. What do you find most people are here for?
Our beach towels.
It's just the beach towels. What do you recommend to people who come in?
The beach towels.
Do you like what you see, ladies?
Oh, yeah.
Can I recommend a barbecue apron?
This sounds great. Oh, there's a great towel.
I mine a lot of stuff. I've been here before. This is the shopping place to come.
You've been here before?
Absolutely. You come here for your Christmas gifts.
Wow. You must not like your friends very much. I don't know if this is the first time anyone's ever asked you this, Craig, but can I try on your underwear?
Yeah, if you'd like.
How's that?
That's great.
You like that? You like that?
You got the catwalk down good.
Craig, we're just two guys looking at underpants. There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Now, this is great. The body bag. That's a nifty idea. Does that go down well?
It is a popular item here. Travel light, overnight bag, in case you're visiting somebody overnight.
Suggesting.
Just saying.
Are you coming on to me right now, Craig? Are you suggesting that you and I should have we'll share beach towels together? You liked what you saw in the underwear before, didn't you? It is all good, baby. This is all butter. This is all butter.
Great. Great.
Let me know when this gets awkward. So for that perfect day out with the one you love who has just passed away, come on down to the LA County Coroner's gift shop. We'll be waiting. It's a totally real thing, to the point where I got everybody a gift.
Yes. Oh my!
From beach towel. It's
got to be the towel.
The skeleton in the closet gift shop. So Paul, there is yours if you'd like to have a look. It's
there we go.
A doormat.
It's a doormat.
Oh, that's quite cool.
So you know, just because they take the body away from your doorstep doesn't mean you can't share those memories of the stabbing that happened.
Hold on, let me check the serial number on this. Okay, good. It's a D1118 Devon, so that's fine.
That's a good quality. Tim, I got you these. It just felt appropriate.
Thank you very much, Rove.
It's
It's
underwear. It's
Absolutely.
fresh.
Put them on.
Fair.
I like them very much.
Put them on.
Wait a minute.
Flies or no flies?
Oh no, here we go.
Now, what I find interesting about them is there's a pocket in the back. So I don't know what you need to keep, like your wallet on you while you snap. Oh, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful.
Look good.
You're on flat duty.
A flat guy.
I feel
And
rather
here, my
urban.
friend, that's
Thank you,
for
Ryan.
you.
Thank you, mate.
It's for the Aussie.
Oh, yes, the barbecue
The barbecue apron. With a pocket for spare ribs and spare hands. It's obviously made for people with very tiny necks. Yes. All right, we'll squeeze into our gifts, but coming up after the break, the return of the random question hat. Paper. Welcome back. It's now time for the random questions you have sent in by Twitter, through Facebook. We have plucked them from the internet and put them into...
Random Question Hat. Tonight's Random Question Hat has been provided by His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales, also known as Prince Charles, the Duke of Cornwall, Mummy's Little Helper, and Jughead. Thanks, Jughead.
Thanks, Jughead, indeed. So, gentlemen, please take a question from the random question hat. Paul, your random question.
What's your best celebrity impersonation?
Ooh.
Interesting. Probably the actor John C. Reilly.
That's an interesting one.
Yes, I try to specialize in impersonations that no one else does. So John C. Reilly is sort of,
yeah, Rove, it's really great to be on your show. Thanks so much for having me, man. This is awesome to be here. Thank you so much. Like, Tim Gunn, you're like amazing. Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, like, this is pretty cool. It's pretty cool to be here.
That's really great.
Very good.
Really good.
that was something I could actually do. I really lucked out.
Could you breathe fire? Tim, what's yours?
Let me see. What would you rather have, a puppy-sized elephant or an elephant-sized puppy?
That is a
Is
very
this question
curly
a
random
metaphor?
If it is, I'd like to know what for.
Well, that's true. Well,
Let's
living
weigh
in
the
a
pros
small
and
New
cons.
York apartment, I'll take the puppy-sized elephant.
The puppy-sized elephant. That would be a great talking point.
Because I would imagine the elephant-sized puppy will eventually grow up to be a dog. It's not going to stay a puppy forever.
He's called Clifford.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
He's real.
Yes.
I've got books about him. Clifford, the big red dog.
He's an enormous red
He's
dog.
big as a house.
Yes, he is.
It reminds me of that episode of The
Clifford.
Goodies where there was a giant kitten.
Yeah.
That was great.
No one knows the Goodies.
Ah, you're American.
You do know the Goodies.
Hey.
Yes.
Three nerds on a bike. It was brilliant.
Ready?
Hugh Jackman.
Oh, come on. Sleep with a donkey or cut off a toe?
That sounds less like a question and more of a demand.
Sleep with a donkey or cut off a toe? It's kind of important for me to know if I'm pitching or catching here.
Good point. That is a good point.
Yes. Medically speaking, cut off a toe could be a lot less damage.
That's
you know
true.
what I'm saying?
That's true.
Also, if you and the
I'm with the donkey.
If you and the donkey are friends, it could get weird.
Although it says sleep.
No, you're right.
donkey
Toe.
first.
What was I thinking?
Although it does say sleep,
which
like it's
toe?
not implying.
that's true.
It's not
Right.
implying
That's
that
very
anything
true.
untoward has to happen.
See?
You could just spoon the donkey. You get all grubby. You get all grubby. You get spoon a mule. You know how it works. Right. Well, that was
Random Question Hat.
Of course, you have a random question. You can Facebook or tweet it, and your question may end up on the show. Well, gentlemen, thank you very much for coming in tonight. It's been a pleasure having you. Sorry. I can't believe this has happened. I almost forgot. I have to write Mum a postcard. Let her know how the show went.
Sure.
It's a thing that, I mean, it was sitting here the whole time.
Yeah.
I just didn't.
I almost reminded you.
It's like there's a
and
giant
then I
pen.
thought he'll remember.
There's a novelty pen.
Yes. Yeah.
She's very demanding, needs to know immediately.
Okay.
Why don't just send an email then is a very good question. But anyway, I will get to that another time. But still, here we go. I nearly licked that. That wasn't right. Dear Mum, tonight we had Tim Gunn on the show. Tim was really smart dress-wise, really smart brain-wise, and very smart ass-wise. Hugh Jackman also joined us. He was his usual rude self. The man is arrogance personified. There was barely enough room on the couch for his swollen head. Of course, I'm kidding. It's a very big couch. Our other guest was Paul F. Tompkins. You know how you told me never to trust a man with a mustache as he may be hiding something? Well, I wish you hadn't, because all night I didn't hear a word Paul said. I just kept looking at his mustache thinking, what have you got hidden under there? Is it a tiny knife? Another masked mustache more evil than this? Hang on, he may suspect that I'm onto him. I better give him a thumbs up. Okay, gotta go. Look after yourself, Cozza. Love, Rove. P.S. Say hi to your mum for me, i.e. Grandma. You gotta find the thing I can... That is all we have for you tonight. Will you please thank Paul F. Tompkins, ladies and gentlemen. The podcast, available on iTunes. Tim Gunn, Project Runway, the new season coming soon to Arena, and Hugh Jackman. Real Steel opens Australia October 6th. in the UK, October 14. If you would like the chance to join us here in the studio in Los Angeles, log on to our website for details. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next week. Until then, I'm Rove McManus. Say hi to your mum for me. Good night! Fine guests coming up next week, including Kevin Smith, Anna Faris, and the handsome Dan McPherson. They like that. They are happy with that. Very happy with that.
Exclusive from Hollywood. Rove LA. Next Monday, 8:30, Fox 8.